welcome back. I finally got the time to come back and do some more reviews. So, of course, for a while there, we were doing film reviews, right? But I've kind of shifted over to TV because I watch more TV than I do watch films. So I kind of was looking around for some shows, and I've been really hooked on the whodunits for a while now. But I was like, I want to do some, some new ones. So what is spring TV giving me right now? And so, forgive me if I say the girl's name wrong, but it's just my memory just wants to say Lisbeth, but I think it's Lisbeth. I think that's how you say it. It's a spinoff on CBS, and you can also binge watch it on Paramount Plus. It's a spinoff of The Good Wife. I always looked at The Good Wife, but I'm not gonna lie. Juliana Margulies gives me the ick, so I really didn't watch it. But it seemed like it was a good show. You guys let me know. But anyway, so I saw this show, and I was just like, I read the synopsis, and it definitely gives off some female Columbo vibes. Not gonna lie. So I was like, let me peep this. Let's see what's going on. So oddly enough, the pilot came on last Thursday. So checked it out. First thing that sold me was Carrie Preston. I love her. I adore her. I've been loving her since True Blood. Not gonna lie. True Blood has a special place in my heart. I watched that show from beginning to end, like devoted. Even when I can see that the script was just, I still watched, because if I start something, I try to make sure I finish it. Keyword try. But I always hoped when I was watching it that it would get better, and it just, you could kind of tell when the writers weren't there anymore. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, but I loved her character on there, and I watched that, and so I was like, okay, she's in it. I loved her character. I loved her southern accent. Coolio. Let's check this out. So we get into the pilot where her character from the spinoff, because she was a lawyer, apparently is working with the DOJ. Now, I'm not going to go too much into it because I don't want to give too many spoilers. And if you guys want me to keep reviewing it, then we can go deeper into the show. But yeah, so she's coming from, and I don't know where they were. Was that Chicago? You guys fill me in, because again, I didn't watch the show, but she's coming from wherever she was at to New York, because DOJ's like, we want you to go work with NYPD. There's some craziness and corruption going on. We need to know what's going on. Now, they do get into that at the last 10 minutes of the show, and if you want to know what I'm talking about, go watch it. I'm not going to say what her boss was telling her, but she's essentially not really like a spy, but someone just overlooking what they're doing. I guess a manager, or how when teachers have, observation people, that's what you call observationists, come in to see what they're doing. And so the first case was based around, in the pilot was based around, well, the only case I should say, was based around a college theater student getting murdered. And you kind of see the setup in the beginning. We already know who did it. So that was new for me, because most of the whodunits I watch, they don't tell you who did it. You kind of have to figure it out as you go along. But this one showed you in the beginning what the plot, what the motive was and who did it. Where this is different is they decide that you're going to see the power struggle between her and the antagonist. Now, peep this. The antagonist is, guess who? Guess who, y'all? And I'm talking to y'all as if you can tell me. Stephen Moore. And if you guys have watched True Blood, again, that's my dude, Bill. So I was just like, wait. We got my favorite waitress and Bill in a damn opener? For real? Oh, I'm watching. And so, I was watching, and I love the show overall. I do. And there were points where I got frustrated, and that's where I know I love the show. Because just when you think that she's figured it out, he cut her off at the pass. And you're like, oh my God, is she ever going to figure out that this dude did it to her? And eventually she does. And I'm not going to tell you how, but she does. But one of the best things I loved about her, and the reason why I said it gives female Columbo vibes, is everybody else was all like, I'm going to look for this, and I'm going to look for that. And there's this scene in there, it's so hilarious. There's this scene in there where they're at the girl's apartment, and they're looking in her bathroom, and she picks up her diaphragm container thing that's in her medicine cabinet, right? And she goes, diaphragm's empty. There's some male deodorant in here. It sounds or looks like she was waiting for sex. And I was just like, wow, like her filter's not there. That was the one thing first off from jump that I was like, oh, this is my new show. This is my new show. I think I watched the pilot and I think they have like five episodes, so I'm not too far behind. So I can go binge watch the rest of them. But yeah, so sounds like about a month. So five would be today because it comes on today. I want to say either at 8 or 9 o'clock. But I'm like, at the same time, with us all streaming and stuff, what difference does it make what time it comes on? Because most of us go and stream it somewhere else. Anyway, but she had no filter, and it was just the little things that she did to solve the case that I was just like, I wouldn't even have saw that. It's very up to date, very 21st century type of thing. Not like CSI though, because I do like CSI. Don't get me wrong, love CSI, but it definitely has a flair of the throwback of the whodunit, but in a 21st century type of way. They have a cop who sits with her, and I can't remember the cop's name. I love her because you could tell with her, she's like, in the beginning, she's like, I am a patrol officer. I'm not a babysitter. And so you can tell throughout the show that she grapples with that. She shows that with a lot of her nonverbal, which is great as an actor, on how she, is starting to warm up to her, but at the same time, she don't want to beat her. I don't blame her. Because I'm like, I ain't going through all this training just to be somebody's babysitter. Are you serious? Anyway, so... And it's a great ensemble cast of how it's going on. I definitely would recommend it. I would give it a 8.5 out of 10, I would say. Because I'm still a traditionalist in the sense that I really didn't want to know who did it in the beginning. But at the same time, it gave it a new twist for us to know and for us to see how much she grapples with, trying to figure it out. And we know, and we can't tell her, but she's trying to figure it out. But it's a weird tangled web that still works, right? Writing's great. And of course, since I can't just watch TV like how normal people watch TV and just enjoy it for what it is, I was already at like 8:45, 8:50, like, okay, she's got to find a way. There's got to be a trap or something for him to get this, because it's 8:45, 8:50, and the show actually technically is only 45 minutes, not an hour, because you have ads. So what are they going to do? And I mean, it was great. It was simple and great how they wrapped it all up together. And then they give you the swerve, the last 2 minutes of the show. And I was just like, oh, that extra layer. Definitely recommend. Acting was on point. Writing was on point. Costuming was great. I loved how they just had her with like 3 different damn tote bags. Like I felt it in my soul, because anywhere I go, and anybody who knows me knows that I'm always carrying at least 1 or 2 bags. Like I have my purse and my tote bag because I film and I'm editing and I'm doing business stuff and all of that, but I still have to look cute because that's her vibe. Okay. It was just great. It was great. Everybody fed off of her, and she gave enough for them to feed. Like, it was, you could see the dance that they were doing, which I love, because it's not easy to do that sometimes. Sometimes it just don't match, and you're just like, what are y'all doing on screen, and why am I here? So anyway, that is my review for that show. Shout out to the cast and crew of Elizabeth. I think I'm saying it right. Y'all help me out. Pulling it together, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that these buttholes don't pull the whole, well, it's been on a season, we're gonna go and cancel it, because that's been a trend lately, and we'll talk about that probably next week, because I got some ish to say about that. But go check out the show. Let me know what you think. Should we come back and review it some more? Should we do episode by episode? Is this just a one and done deal? Y'all let me know what you want to do. Anyway, thanks for watching my video through and through, and I'll be back again with another TV review next week.